Hey there everyone, DC Matthews at DC Matthews NAI. We're about halfway through Bleak Falls Barrow, so let's just go ahead and try to get this over with. Here on DC Play Skyrim. Oh, once again, if they're going to give you this, you might as well take advantage of it. I suppose, oh, there he is. I like that they allow for that sort of thing, so you can just totally light them up. I think that is a neat thing. You know, you don't often see environmental features, or maybe you do. Maybe, again, you know, I was tweeting out earlier, maybe this can be the conversation for this episode. You know, there's a lot of kind of world famous games, you know, from past games, but I'm more talking present day games that I've never played. For example, and please don't turn this off when I tell you this, I have never played any Call of Duty game. I have never played any Uncharted game, and I have never played The Last of Us. And today, being the day that they announced The Last of Us 2, that's kind of a topical thing there. I've just never played it. I've never been a big fan of survival games. You know, you can ask Doc Manson, my partner in crime. I'm not big into zombies or horror movies or anything like that. So it's just never been my wheelhouse, so to speak. You know, I enjoy games with superpowers like this. I enjoy games with, you know, the lore, so to speak. You know, that's more of the things that I'm a fan of. I'm going to take some of these glowing mushrooms. I do like, I learned this relatively, not recently, but early on in my, or late in my Skyrim experience, that you can eat some of these and learn, you know, some of their abilities. So let's go ahead. Let's eat the bear claws. Sadly, not the pastry. Delicious treat. We'll eat a flower. We'll eat some bone meal. We'll eat a mushroom. We'll eat another mushroom. We'll eat some more flowers. We'll eat a pile of salt, some berries, and some thistle. And then you kind of do that. And then you can go ahead and see what it's done to you. So you're resisting fire, frost, and shock. But I have a weakness to magic, thanks to salt. Interesting. Salt makes you weak to magic. I bet you didn't know that. Well, you probably did in that you played the game, but I just meant in general. It's been a rough day of traveling and adventuring, so every so often, Lince Dorado likes to take a little shower, and he's good. You know, one thing that's interesting is this game levels with you, so the higher level you are, the more powerful your opponents are. So there is a skeleton at the big, you kind of run down here and around the corner, and there's a skeleton down here. But if you level up really fast, if you use some of the cheap mods that I talked about, I'm not using this time, but if you mention them, that's a ice troll, which you see early on. But I'm going to get the jump on him, thanks to my mods, and maybe try some sneaking, since he doesn't seem to recognize that I'm behind him. We watch how interestingly the Draugr walks. I also didn't notice, because I've always been sneak archers, that when you sneak, if you when you sneak and attack, you know, you usually get a level, at least for a while. So we'll head down here. There's more skeevers, which again, I talked about, I think, in my last episode, how I'm not a fan of skeevers. I'm doing this. This is the first time I'm doing these back to back. Ooh, I leveled up. Here we go. The first time I've done these videos back to back. Usually I upload one first. I'm a little worried I'm not going to be able to remember a clever title. This one's going to be called DC Eats Some Herbs, Takes a Shower, and Levels Up. But I'll have to remember the first one. All right, so I have leveled up. Yeah, we know how to do that. It really doesn't matter where I put these. I usually update my health just to do something with it. Now, the perks are going to be tricky because, again, the main perk I want... Where's heavy armor? The main perk I want, at least right now, is that one, Fists of Steel, so that the heavy armor gauntlets I'm wearing are going to matter. But, you know, when you don't use a shield, you have no need for block. I'm not planning on using much in the way of melee weapons, so those are out. I'll do some archery things. I might do some sneak, you know, so we're going to have to see where my things are going to go. Right now, again, you know, potions aren't going to matter that much. I might just leave it for now and hold on to this perk until I get something a little bit better, because, you know, there we go. I could do a power attack with a one-handed weapon, but I am the weapon. The golden Lince, Lince Dorado, is the weapon. So we'll just continue on. I'm glad I leveled up, but we'll continue on here in Bleak Falls Barrow. I'm a little worried I'm going in the wrong direction. Nope, okay. Every so often, it happens more often than I'd like to admit, I do completely get turned around and forget where I'm going and wind up running halfway through a dungeon or something in the wrong direction and have to go ahead and change it. Oh, he caught me right at the last minute. That's unfortunate. Oh. There we go. Keep going, heavy armor. Need you to get to 30. Alright, there's a chest over here that I often neglect. Can watch me break some lockpicks. I know this is enthralling television for you. Oh yes, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. I was talking about video games. We're heading here to Bleak Falls Sanctum, the inside of the temple. But I don't play those games. You know, I'm not a fan, as I was saying. I was not a fan of the zombie survival game, so that kind of took The Last of Us out. I hear it's great. Doc Manson loved it. A lot of people whose opinions I trust loved it. I'm sure it's wonderful. It's just, I don't think it's going to be my particular cup of tea. We're going to take advantage of those flaming things again. Not yet, though. And as for, you know, Call of Duty, I'm not a fan of the military games. You know, I'm not really a big fan of first-person shooters as a rule. I'm not sure exactly why that is. Uh-oh, missed my opportunity. So, should have been paying more attention. You know, they're just not for me. Maybe it's because I'm bad at them. You know, I did spend a lot of time back in the Counter-Strike days playing on a really old laptop, so I didn't get the chance to really be good at some of them. You know, I'm not big into Halo. I've played it before, and it's decent, but it's not my favorite. So, you know, I enjoy games like this, games where there are powers and you can level, you know, these kind of open world, you know, I suppose you could call them RPG type games. Somebody's going to be screaming at the, how much gold do I have? No, not too bad. Someone's going to be screaming at me because, you know, I'm sure Skyrim has a very specific, can I get up there in one jump? Oh, that'd be cool. A very specific name for this type of game. It is an open world sort of thing, but it's not, you know, Call of Duty has never been my cup of tea. Again, if you love it, more power to you. The Uncharted games, you know, somebody was giving me a little bit of attitude before because I had said, you know, that I had been, I was confused within the first 10 minutes of the game and bored within the first 20, and they kind of were like, oh, I didn't find it confusing at all. Well, that's good for you, but I did at the time. I got it as part of a bundle. It wasn't even something I wanted. So you got to look at the inside of the claw here, and it's bear, butterfly, owl. So we're going to come over here, and we've got to activate these rings so that it is bear, butterfly, owl. And of course, they're all never going to be in the right place. In fact, in this one, they're all exactly in the wrong place. But there is bear, butterfly, and owl. So here we go, activating the keyhole. Very cool ancient technology. I always want to like look here. Oh, you can actually see more of the engravings than when I first played. So that's kind of neat. Maybe my, you know, PS3 was just bad, but I don't remember the graphics being nearly as good, which I suppose makes sense. This is a PS4 rather than the PS3. All right, here is the final room. I usually tend to run around and just see what's going on. Oh, that's for nothing. What's up here? So yeah, so, you know, I think, I don't even know if I had a defective version of Uncharted, but it didn't do anything for me. You know, playing an Indiana Jones type character should have been exciting for me. What's this? There's letters on this wall and it speaks to me. And now I have learned to shout, which will be fun. Oh, but now the Draugr Overlord comes to take my soul. You know, oh, he can shout. Can I shout? No. There we go. So, oh, should have been more careful. There is the Dragon Stone, which the first time I played, I left because I was just like, oh, it's worth nothing. I'll just leave it here inside. And then realized I was dumb and had to come back and get it. So what's this? Frenzy Poison. So yes, the point I was making about the video games, you know, just never been my cup of tea. You can tell me about Uncharted if you want, but without superpowers or the ability to, you know, do things like that, maybe Uncharted is amazing. I'm jumping down here because I'm sure there is a second chest. I just, for the life of me, can never remember where. I think you have to come up in here. No. Oh. Now I'm stuck in a waterfall, taking another shower. Is it up here? This is exciting watching. Ah, there it is. All right, so we did find it. Doesn't always have anything. I love how some of these chests are hidden or they're locked behind multiple doors or something and they hold absolutely nothing in them. All right, so that completes Bleak Falls Barrow. I'm going to activate this handle here to move the stone itself. You know, at DC Matthews NAI, if you have recommendations of games, if you want to make the case another chest, I'm so fancy. You could also pick up some herbs here. I don't see the need to get to Skull, but that's up to you. So, if you have any game recommendations, tell me why Uncharted's good. Tell me why I should play The Last of Us for someone who doesn't like zombie games. I'm very happy just continuing to play Skyrim, especially now since I'm sharing it with the neighborhood. So alright, that took about, what, 20-ish minutes to complete Bleak Falls Barrow start to finish. That's not too bad. So we're going to come up here, make our traditional pose. Oh no, we got to get a better camera angle. Face this way now. Turn around. There we are. There you are, you majestic golden Lince. Pose for the world. My name is DC Matthews at DC Matthews NAI. Lince Dorado has just completed Bleak Falls Barrow. He'll head back to Riverwood, and then he will move along to Whiterun, especially since there's something hidden in Whiterun, another mod that I just can't wait to show you. So I am DC Matthews at DC Matthews NAI. Thanks for watching. We'll see you around the neighborhood.